Right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity to welcome all of you here. It's nice to see you. We have an incredible panel that is here to give you. We also have a special guest who will be joining us pretty soon. I want to go straight to the point. My name is Dr. Keo. Please type your name, type the city or country you connected from, and type who has invited you if you can. If you are brand new, type who has invited you. I want to take this as a way to welcome every single one of you here. So Ellis Unleashed is one of the early birds to be here. Francis Edu, he's been around here. You know, Christiana Wellington has been around here. So just type your name and type where you've connected from. Okay, type your name. Lillian, okay, connecting from Ghana here. Esinebia connecting from Ghana. Tyson. And then please invite, tell your friends and families and co-workers and acquaintances and enemies, anyone that you know. You got Ezekiel. Ezekiel is lovely to see you all the way from Birmingham in the UK. You have Tyson Bruno from Zambia. You got Christmas from Accra, Ghana. You got Frederick from the UK. You got Johnny Bonzi from Tema. You got Fortunate from Ghana. Okay. You got quite a number of people from different parts of the world. Samuel, you got Prince Valentine, okay, also from Amariba. You've got Swaggy P, you've got Rayan from Ghana, you got Junior Zaga Linus, you got Salam, you got Wanda, you got Janus, you got Amanda, you got Sicho, okay, you got Steven, you got Bay from Atlanta, you got Moses from Ghana, and people from all walks of life, okay? Today we are live, and we want to welcome every single one of you into the middle of the thick forest along the route where ancient travelers of the pre-vehicular era trudged, trundled, and tottered their way to the big town. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We have an incredible panelist here. You got Laura Atsyor. She is an entrepreneur, a multi-millionaire entrepreneur in the oil and gas industry. She's also a PhD student from the University of Ghana. You got Mrs. Enyonam Epiphania. She is a nurse, an entrepreneur, and a lecturer as well. You've got Dr. Dorothy Hanson. She's a medical doctor, okay, also studying her MBA, and also an entrepreneur. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Keoye. I'm a professor of artificial intelligence and data science, machine learning, robotic engineering, and cloud computing. It's my pleasure to have all of you here. So we're going to start giving you the essence of our presence through the community of GBU that we have. And you are going to see how you can leverage on this to better yourself in 4 areas of your life. You're going to better yourself in 4 areas of your life. So to set the ball rolling, I'm going to ask Dr. Dorothy Hanson to walk us through the beginning of the essence of our presence. Dorothy, please take over.
Yeah, hi, good evening and welcome everybody. We are all welcome to this evening's call. It's a pleasure to have you all here. Today, I hope you stay to the end because it's going to get exciting as we get on towards the end. So why are you here? We are all here on this call because it is time to turn our dreams into reality. Many of us started off life before even we started our jobs with beautiful dreams of having a good income, building a good community, having a number of children, traveling the world, building our own homes. But then when the salary starts coming in, it seems people start to shrink their dreams rather than expanding their income. GoBackup is here for each and every person who has an above average work ethic to achieve their dreams. You have a dream, you have to protect that dream. What's GoBackup about? So GoBackup is a subsidiary of Global Virtual Opportunities. This is a company that started in 1997 in Gatineau, Quebec, Canada. Currently sits on a 10,000 square feet data center wholly owned by its owners in Texas, USA. It leverages on two global trends. The first global trend, there are over 15 billion smartphones in the world now. The projection is that by next year, by this time, next year, about 18.22 billion smartphones will be in existence in the world. For anybody who is doing something related to the phone, there's a growth market, there's a high demand, financial success is definitely attached to it. As the phones become more and more sophisticated, as we begin to like it more and more, it gets more delicate, and there's a need to protect everything that we put on our phones. So the cloud storage industry, which is where data storage is heading to, it's $1 billion industry. This is where data storage is going to. We started storing data from diskettes, through CDs, through pen drives. The future of data storage is cloud storage, and it's $1 billion industry. This industry is run by just about five organizations, and the projection is such that by 2030, it will be half of $1 trillion industry. We all addicted and attached to our phones in one way or the other. I can tell you, you touched your phone about 160 times or looked at it at least 160 times today. Many of us will go back home if we leave our phones and we realize that we left our phones at home. Many people use their phones in a room where the next person is just sitting close to each other. We are all attached and addicted to our cell phones. We can't go far away without touching our cell phones. I use my phone as an alarm clock. It's the phone that wakes me up in the morning. As we use the cell phone more and more, data is stored. We all generate data. You receive photos, videos from on your phone from friends. You generate your own. But as data is growing, data loss is also growing. About 45% of cell phone users have accidentally damaged their phone. I believe you may have experienced this before. There may be a crack on your screen by now. If you look at it, over 5,000 screens are cracked every hour somewhere across the world. People are looking for solutions for these because most of the time when the phone gets cracked or it gets hit, your laptop gets crashed, it's not really about the device, it's about the data, the precious data you have on your cell phone, the precious data you have on your laptop, your tablet, because you can always buy a new device, but then you cannot get that data back. People are looking for solutions to store their data securely on cloud storage services. The second global trend GoBackup leverages on is the fact that everybody now has on their to-do list to make more money. We're living in an era where you cannot live on just one income stream. Everybody knows somebody who is doing a side business or a side project. There are about 43% of Americans who are doing side businesses. The Gen Z population, the 18-25, about 62% of them are doing side businesses because you cannot live on one income stream alone. And GoBackup is here to leverage on these two global trends, the demand for cloud storage services and then the need to make more money. GoBackup is currently in 141 countries. The newest country that added on was New Caledonia, I think. And they're already expanding because people love the service of GoBackup. There are over 195 countries in the world, and just in 15 months, GoBackup has reached almost all the countries in the world. People are switching from cloud storage services like Google Drive, Dropbox, iCloud, OneDrive, WeDrive, all because of the unique service GoBackup gives us. GoBackup is just like the cloud storage services you know, but GoBackup gives you even more. So what does GoBackup offer that is superior to what the competitors give? So for 6 terabytes of space that you can use on multiple operating systems on multiple devices, GoBackup is offering you $99.97 per year, compared to the competitor who, for the same amount of space, is charging if iCloud about $360 per annum for 6 terabytes of space. For Dropbox, about $660 per annum for the same amount of space. Google Drive, about $216 per annum. And GoBackup is giving you the same 6 terabytes that you can share with 6 users, use on unlimited devices, use it on multiple operating systems, just for $99.97 per year. And this comes with the same level of security that the others offer. GoBackup offers you 6 accounts, and GoBackup is the only one that works on all operating systems. Let me explain that. So iCloud works with Mac and iPhones. Google Drive works with the Android devices. GoBackup works with all the operating systems currently available. So it works on iPhone, it works on a MacBook, it works on an Android phone, it works on an HP Windows laptop, it works on a Linux laptop, it works even on a Google Pixel and a Huawei. Any kind of operating system currently existing, GoBackup works on all of these. And GoBackup is highly secure. The price is not lower because it's less secure. It has the AES 256-bit military grade encryption. This is the highest grade of encryption you can get for cloud storage. In fact, this is the same level of encryption the US military uses to back up their data. Let me try and explain that a bit. So to be able to open your mobile phone, most of us use phone codes. For some of us, it's just a 4-digit code. So until anybody is able to get that 4-digit code, you can't get access to the data on your phone, right? So that is like a 4-bit encryption. Okay. WhatsApp uses a 32-bit encryption. We all trust WhatsApp so much for our conversation. It's a 32-bit encryption. They recently upgraded. I mean, that was about 3 months ago. Recently, about 4 months ago, they upgraded to a 64-bit encryption because the hackers were getting into the 34. Occasionally, you see someone in a group page has been hacked and they had to upgrade. GoBackup is 256-bit encryption, which means you need to have 256 numbers per account arranged in the right order before you can get access to anybody's data in GoBackup. As it stands now, all across the world, the 128-bit encryption has not been hacked yet. It's impossible to hack it. 256 is near impossible to hack. That's how secure your data is with GoBackup. So it's not less expensive because it is less secure. It has the same level of security as iCloud, Google Drive, OneDrive, and all the other drives that you know of. So if you trust them, you should have no problem worrying about GoBackup. GoBackup offers you superior service, interoperability, a lower cost. You can share this space with 6 other users, and still it offers you more. GoBackup is the only cloud storage service that has an email marketing system attached to it. It allows you to send bulk emails. You can send over 10,000 emails just with a click of a button. If you are someone who works by sending emails to your customers, your partners, and you need to send bulk emails and you have to send it in groups, GoBackup has added an email marketing system such that you can just send thousands of emails, just a click of a button. You can personalize that email such that each person can receive their email in their own name. So you can have hello Johnson, hello Dr. Kweku, hello Dr. Dorothy, just by clicking it and sending the email. You can automate your email such that you can have your emails going on every holiday. So if the next holiday is say 24th Eve, you want to send a Christmas holiday to your partners, your co-workers, your business partners, you just set it for 24th December. You don't have to go hustling in the heat of Christmas to go send an email because GoBackup allows you to just set it and then automatically it will send it for you. So GoBackup adds this for free for everybody who is partnering and using the service. So this is coming to you at a zero cost in addition to getting the cloud storage service that GoBackup offers you. Yet there is so much more because GoBackup is the only cloud storage service that pays you. You heard me right. Backup is the only cloud storage service that pays you. How GoBackup pays you, I would hand over to Dr. Kweku Ohiniasari. Dr. Kweku Ohiniasari is a professor in AI, data analytics, cloud computing. This is his space. He's also a professor in 4 universities across the world. He's on the board of GoBackup. He'll be the best person to take you down this ride. And I'll tell you, stick and stay and listen to how GoBackup can pay you so you can expand your income and match up your dreams. Dr. Sari, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Dorothy Hanson, for your wonderful expose about the service of GotBackUP. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to have this lady with us because she was adjudged the best medical doctor, particularly in Ghana in 2023. She's also a specialist in diabetic medicine and hypertension, and she has done some great things for the African continent as well. So it just tells you that we have an incredible person in this community of GotBackUP. And make no mistake, it does not mean that you have to be a doctor to be there. And you're going to see quite a number of the panelists who are also not doctors. But it just shows that GotBackUP accepts people from all walks of life. That's what it means. It doesn't matter your background, your race, your color, your gender, your anything. You can be part. Now, I want to put on record, ladies and gentlemen, that if you are here What I'm about to tell you right now about the project benefit of GoBackup is not compulsory to be part of it. You can choose to be part of this project. You can choose not to be part of the project. But trust me, if you become part of the project, your family will thank you. I want to share with you why I decided to be part of this project. It's an income generating project. I must put that on record. And it is because you can't rely on your salary alone. In fact, even if you have a business in addition to your salary, you cannot depend on that business alone. Even if you have two companies, you cannot depend on just two companies. You talk to the multi-millionaires and the billionaires. Elon Musk is the owner of Tesla, SpaceX. Why did he go to buy Twitter? Why did he pay over $19 billion to buy Twitter? Wisdom is knowing the obvious when it's a secret. Nobody on this planet who is a millionaire or a billionaire has depended on just a single, project, a single income stream. It doesn't happen. And the reason is because this is not taught in the university. I've worked in universities in US, in Canada, in US, UK, and Africa. And I'm telling you, it's nowhere being taught in the university that you got to grow multiple things. This idea of a jack of all trade, a master of none. No, it's a lie. Right now, it's a jack of all trade, a master of all. Dangote is the richest billionaire on Africa. $12 billion. He has over 20 companies, 20 businesses. Even the musicians and the footballers are doing multiple things from the income they generate. This is not taught in Harvard Business School. Neither is it taught in the University of Ghana Business School. And that is why many people are lacking. School is general. Education is personal. So I'm going to show you, as a professor of business, I'm going to show you that you cannot sit anywhere in the world and not own a business. There's a book called The Jewish Phenomenon. The Jewish Phenomenon. When you get time, please read that book. The Jews make a small percentage of the US population and control over 40% of the wealth. Why? Business. Businessmen and women are the movers and shakers of the economy. Some of them, their income is more than the GDP of multiple countries combined. And that is why, if you are here, you can take this project as your own project and generate multiple income from it. Like I said, it's not by force, but it will pay you, it will reward you. In the next 5 years, in retrospect, you will look back and thank the person who invited you today. So let's look at how it works. First thing, your goal is not to go about selling this. GoBackup has already generated incredible service across the world. It is ballooning. I've seen, people are already using Google Drive. They are already using iCloud. They are already using Dropbox. What GoBackup is doing is switching them from there to here. People are already using it. Dropbox has over 800 million followers, users. iCloud has over 900 to a billion users. Google Drive has over 1.2 billion users. These are huge users. What we are doing is just switching them because the services in GotBackUp super exceed what these ones offer, and it is cheaper. So your goal is not to sell these things. Focus on what I'm about to show you. Your goal is to invite the world to come and have a look at what we have. Now, how do you do that? How you do anything is how you do everything. Write it down. Please write it down. How you do anything is how you do everything. Okay, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. If you try to give details, expose, explanation, lectures to people about GotBackUp, you are not going to benefit from the project significantly. To benefit from this project, this is how you go about it. Precise and concise, and you are going to make some very good income for yourself. Tell your friend, your family member, your co-worker, your acquaintance, your neighbor, your enemy, anybody. Tell the person you have good news for them. When you tell this person that you have good news for them, they are going to ask you, what is the good news? Once they ask you what is the good news, yours is to bring them to this event. We do this event every Sunday at 7 p.m. GMT. We have one in the United States done on Fridays. We have one, in Canada. Okay, we have one on Wednesdays. We have one on Thursdays. We have one on Fridays. We have one like all across on this channel. We have it all happening. So speak to the person. Once you tell the person you have good news for them, they will ask you, what is it? Tell the person, I want you to look at it with your own eye at this event. And that's it. Bring the person to this event. Your job is done. Don't sit down to explain. You see, the reason why you don't want to be giving the detailed explanation is because you have not honed the skills needed to explain this thing in total. You have not learned enough to give the fullest of details. Okay? Over time, if you subject yourself to knowledge acquisition, you will have the gravitas to actually educate people about it. But until then, let us do the heavy lifting for you. Once the person comes and listens to us, the person will be highly informed, well educated about a GoBackup, and you stand the chance of making some incredible incomes for yourself. There are 7 incomes that one can earn in GoBackup. I will not be explaining all of this. I'll just talk about just 2 or 3 of them. Okay. And then you can see how this thing, the first and the most important income, which is immediate, you are paid this income immediately in 3 seconds, is the customer acquisition bonus. Let's explain that a little bit. So suppose we explain to the person asks questions, we explain everything, and the person now is happy, and the person decides to get the GotBackUp service for himself. Okay, what is going to happen is that the moment the person gets it, and the person will get it through a link you would have given to the person. Everything, it doesn't matter whether the person is living in Honolulu, in Hawaii, or living in Zimbabwe, or living in United Arab Emirates. It doesn't matter. We deal with cards and crypto. That is a means of payment. The moment the person makes the payment to the organization, the company pays you immediately into your back office. That is significant. And I'm telling you, how much does a company pay you? The company pays you 50%. Oh my goodness. 50% of the $99.97, which is a whole year. Ladies and gentlemen, this is $99.97 a whole year. Whew, that is less than $9 a month. That is the service of GoBackup. That is cheap, even though it has greatest value. And you get 50% of that, which is about $49.99, which is approximately $50. Now, let me just give you something statistically, and you can appreciate this. Imagine you are like me. You are committed to getting 1 person a day. Just 1 person a day. Now, to get 1 person a day, you got to, invite as many people as possible, every day. Let's say 7 people, okay? 7 people. You invite those 7 people every day. You get 1 person a day. Each one, out of that 7, only 1 person decides to come on board immediately. Now, please note, it doesn't mean that the others will not come on board at all. It means that they will not be able to come on board immediately, but they will come on board later. Now, those that come on board immediately, you are going to make $50 on each person, $50 on each person. So imagine each day you're getting $50 from the customer acquisition bonus. Do you know what that means? That means that you'll be making $50 a day, multiplied by 30 days. That is $1,005 a month on just the customer acquisition bonus. It doesn't matter whether you're in the US, in Africa, Asia, anywhere, South America. $1,500 a month is some great income for you. You convert it to your local currency and it will be respectable in that country. And yet you can make that. I have made that myself before. I have had people who have made more than that. This is just one of the 7 incomes that you can earn, the customer acquisition bonus. Now, please note that this income is also immediately paid to you. The moment the person makes, a purchase of the GoBackup service for the year, which is $99.97 for the year, you immediately get that in 3 seconds. You will see it reflected in your back office. But there's a second income. You see, the second income is an income that happens as a result of the way you are building your project. This is significant. And this is the one that leads to what we call the residual income. This is big income, but it doesn't happen immediately. It builds up over time. It takes some time. So you will see that it starts tiny, little. Okay, and then it starts growing and growing as it expands. As we expand, you can see this income becoming the true residual benefit over time. And for me, this is the one that I focus on. You see, when I'm an entrepreneur, a business owner is trying to build a business, they don't look at the income immediately. Are you aware of that? They have a vision. What is vision? Vision is who you are now by virtue of what you see tomorrow. 2004, Mark Elliott Zuckerberg began Facebook. 2004, February 4th. Where were you at that time? When he called 5 friends into a room and told them about this, 3 of them walked out of the room and told him, Mark, you are crazy. This ain't going to happen. Few years later, the 2 that stood behind are multi-billionaires. Today, Mark Zuckerberg is among the top 10 billionaires in the world. What am I saying? Vision is who you are today by virtue of what you see in the future. So when you are starting this second level of income and the third level of income, you got to understand something. It's not going to happen immediately. But give yourself a year, 2, 3 years. By 3, 4, 5 years, you will be making significant income, way more than your salary. In fact, even now, some of us are making way more than our salaries. And we are just under 1.5 years. Come on. So let's take it. What is this income? What is the second income? It's called cycles. The cycle is obtained when you have gotten 6 people into your team, 2 on one side, 4 on the other side. A cycle. And when that cycle is generated, a cycle is worth an amount of between $1 and $12. Depending on the level that you are, as you can see it here, you can get tier 1 cycle or you can get tier 2 cycle. Now, please note, the cycle is huge as this grows. Now, how do I know this will grow? I know this will grow because, you know something? Everybody is using this machine. Everyone, almost so many people are using. 15 billion smartphones are in the world. So with time, people are going to use this. It's called sustainability. Your mother is using it. Your father is using it. Most of your siblings are using it. And as long as people are using this, Google will continue to exist. As long as people are using this, Zoom will exist. As long as people are using this, Netflix will exist. And GotBackUp will exist. It's called technology. Technological advancement is the highest level of advancement in the world. And so your income will be growing significantly. There is a third income which is known as cycle match, and you will see here. Cycle match is an important income. It is from that level that you get to know that you are now beginning to achieve residual benefit. It starts when you are a sapphire. You see, as a sapphire, you would have actually sponsored some people into the GoBackup family. Now, because you have sponsored people into the GoBackup family, what happens is that you are going to get some of them being your first level of people. And this is the most important factor of GotBackUp. You see, it happens in such a way that the people you have actually sponsored, whatever income they make in the cycle, you get 25% of that. Now, please remember, this has nothing to do with the cycle income that you will also earn. But this is called cycle match, which you earn only on your first generations, the people you personally sponsored. So let's imagine that you have sponsored 10 people. Each one is making $1,000. 10. Ladies and gentlemen, those of us on this call, most of us have sponsored over 30 people. But I'm just using the 10 as an example, okay? Now, suppose you've sponsored 10 people, each one is making $1,000, and you are a sapphire. That means that you'll be making 25%. of the income of the cycle earning that all those 10 people are earning. So if each one is earning an amount of, $1,000, you'll be making $250, which is 25% of that. Multiply by the 10 people, that is $2,500. But if you are a diamond, like I am, you will not earn 25%. You will earn 100%. You will earn 100% of the income these friends are actually earning. And so if each one is making $1,000, you will get 100% of $1,000, which is $1,000. When you multiply that by the people, the 10 people, you are making $10,000 every month on cycle match alone. There is a cap to which you can earn at each level. So as you can see, if you are a sapphire, you can earn up to $1,000, but if you're a black diamond, you can earn up to $20,000. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the future. $20,000 a month. This income has got nothing to do with the other one as well that you'll be earning. It's got nothing to do with the other income. There's other 7 incomes that you'll be making. Until what you know becomes what you do, you don't know anything. I have a list of people, all the levels here. Please type which one you are comfortable with. Is it bronze that you want to have? Bronze is just when you have 1 person. Copper is when you have 2 people. 2 people you have helped. You have helped them to benefit from the GoBackup. That's it. Silver is when those 2 people, you have helped one of them to also get his own 2 people, making 4 in your team. And that is a silver. It is possible to move the level. For example, if you want to get to sapphire, you need 50 people in your team. It is easy to get 50 people in your team because that is how significant this can be. Until a person, how much you put into GoBackup is just $20 one time. Remember, we've already said that you pay $99.97 every year to renew every year. That's for the service. That is for the service and all the benefits. But you are also going to get significant, you're going to make a one-time income of $20. So it means that your first 1 year, you are paying $119.97. And then every other year, you pay $99.97. This is cheap, even though it has the greatest value one can ever have. This is cheap. You go to anywhere in the world, if you want to start any business, any project, you will notice that this is still a great thing to have. In addition to this, you have all the benefits you can have. You can have your personalized link. You can have your marketing system. You can have your tools. Even the presentation we are having here, you have it. But ladies and gentlemen, note this. You will also have personal development. One of the panelists will be talking about this personal development very soon. And you can have a community of partners where you can leverage your knowledge and your expertise from. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a service everyone needs. We have a project everyone in this world can afford. It doesn't matter whether you are living in Zimbabwe, Kenya, Nairobi, you are living in Ghana, Nigeria, you're living in Argentina, you're living in Honolulu, you're living in Saskatchewan, anywhere in the world. Everyone can afford it. It is time. It is time for you to tell yourself, I've had enough of my life. I want to take a decision today to make a difference. I have had enough. I will not continue to put my time into a system that will eat me. If you work more than your boss, you will not earn more than your boss unless he's dead, but he's not dying this year. So that's not going to happen. So you got to create a system. You got to have something you control, and that is what will help you. Is this thing risky? Of course it's risky. Everything is risky in this world. If you do nothing here, you will get nothing. That is it. If you do something, you will get something. If you do little, you will get little. If you do more, you will get more. Life will give you exactly what you give back to life. Look, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, pregnancy is risky. A woman goes through 9 months of pregnancy. It's not because it's easy. It's hard. It's tough. A woman can die. A child can die. And yet women continue to give birth. COVID-19 was risky. You are alive. Many could not make it. Be proud of that. You got to go through your Red Sea before you come to your promised land. Life is hard. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard and tough. You got to fight, push through the Red Sea before you can get to your Canaan. But remember that tough times can happen. That is why we got to do this. Okay, accidents can happen. The economy can change. There's election all over the world happening this year. You don't know what will happen in your country. Have a backup. Have a backup until dark times fall on you. My friend says, dig your well before you are thirsty. We have a project that it doesn't matter your level of inflation, you can use this as a hedging against the inflationary trend. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you one final question. Do you think now is the best time to back up your digital life? Do you think now is the best time to earn some extra income, develop yourself, and build your global connection? Do you think now is the time, or 2038 is the best time to start? The word decide ends with the word side. Are you aware of that? Like suicide, homicide, genocide. These words carry the idea of death, death, death. You're about to make a decision that could mean your life or death. The consequences of that decision will not be clear today. It will be clear later on. Do this. Your family will thank you. Your children will thank you in retrospect. Okay. I have a friend, okay, who has worked as a professor of a university for 34 years. And after that, he showed me his income. I was in tears. 34 years as a professor. And that is the path I am going. Many people don't take chances because they are afraid. The word fear is false evidence appearing real. They are afraid to take chances because they calculate all the things that will go wrong and then they back out. And ladies and gentlemen, the chances you take, the faith that you have, the people you meet, that's what's going to define you. You were created in the image of a creator whose creativity in his creation is creative. You deserve more than you think you have. You were created to have more. You have an abundance. Look at the land. The land is abundant. The sea is abundant. You got to have an abundance. You got to appreciate you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Are you aware of that? Do this and make your family proud. These are some of the incredible people across the world who are making great strides in the GotBackUP family. You could be part. Your children should be part of this. We just began. We've not even scratched the surface of the world, man. We are about to take over. And mind you, everyone who is doing this can also do this and do your other work. You can do this part-time, you can do this full-time. You take the chance and make it. Ladies and gentlemen, at this stage, I'm just going to ask Laura and Enyonam to just briefly tell us, what do you see in the future? Laura, what do you see in the future of this GotBackUP family before we bring our incredible superstar global leaders onto the stage?
Yeah, thank you, Doc. So the future with GotBackUP is so bright that if you're not part of this, then you are lagging behind. GotBackUP is pushing us into a very wonderful future by offering us so much opportunity to leverage on and also to develop ourselves and then to build value that would cause people to have an interest in you, in who you are, and then leverage on that to make it big time.
Incredible. And where do you see as one of the great benefits of GotBackUP as far as you are concerned? I know you have a lot of other benefits, but which is your main point?
The main point is the community we are forming. This is a survey that transcends 195 countries of the world. Imagine having such a network. How big does it tell you it will be? This is something that we have to know, that to get to the next level in life, you need a community of people that will go with you. Networking has become very important in these times. The type of network that you carry with you will make your journey much easier than doing it alone. Every great thing, just mention any great thing of this world. No one did it alone. So if you are someone who aspires to be great, this is the type of community you need. This is a community of positive-minded people. People,
like
no
that
matter
one.
the fact is that difficulties will not leave this world. Life is hard. And if you don't have people that cushion that life for you, you will go through it with pains and sorrow. But if you have people who can make things much easier, things that you will use days to think of,
She was making some incredible points. Okay, sometimes
to
we get
sit
this. That
on and
shows that.
think about
Ah,
it.
yes, she's back. Yeah, you're back. You're back. Move on. All right. So, Enyonam, you were making some great point that the people you meet within the GotBackUP community, you leverage on them, their knowledge, you cross-fertilize
Yes,
ideas with them. Huh. Oh, move on, move on.
yes, yes. Okay. So the fact is that, remember, different types of professionals here. Imagine having your doctor.
Those are some of the advantages of being in some continents. Yeah, like you are. I mean, anyway, Enyonam, thank you so much. You have made some incredible point. And I like that point because we all agree that. Okay, so Dorothy, I'll come back to you in the end. Now we have our global leaders, okay, Chris and Tammy on the call, and I'm going to bring them on the stage who will be giving us some tidbits about this. Hello, Chris and Tammy. It's nice to have you both here. Chris, I think you're muted.
Yes, I'm muted. You know, I could have done that's probably my 10,000 webinars since 2020. And for some reason, for some time, I still forget to unmute. So I do apologize for that.
No problem. No problem.
So,
all right. So before Chris and Tammy come on, ladies and gentlemen, this couple are people I respect so much. They are mentors. They are leaders. They are multi-millionaires across the world. They have built empires. And when they dissect their empires, I get scared. These are the people who are trained and led leaders across the world, across continents. Okay, they have achieved significantly as entrepreneurs across the world, and they are still building businesses and empires across the world. I have had a privilege to sit under them, learn from them when I was a baby. They knew me. Tammy would say that they knew me when I had not even courted. And now, you know, I have courted and given birth. So I have learned a lot under them, and I appreciate them. I adore them so much. So I want them to give us some tidbits about how. Chris, so you can give us a brief idea about where you have come from in this, but more importantly, where are we going with GotBackUP?
Yeah, absolutely. See, back in May of last year of 2023, that's right. I received a call from the owner of GotBackUP, Joel Terrien. And I've known Joel Terrien for at least 25 years. He followed my career in the MLM industry and even told me that he was very hesitant to call me because he knows that we've really built a prosperous business within that model, within the wellness industry. And but he didn't realize that Tammy and I started recognizing the importance of digital services. That is the way of the future. And having the opportunity to be mentored by Eric Worre, and not just Eric Worre, Anthony Robbins, and so many big players in the world, one of the things they say is you need to adjust to the new times. And despite the fact that Tammy and I were very comfortable, we were happy, we did realize that, okay, we need to move forward with the new times. And the fact here is, it's really interesting. About 18 months ago, I started thinking of Joel Terrien because I've known him and I know he has a digital service providing, space for websites and so forth. But I didn't know about the GotBackUP. I didn't know what he did. And back in 2014, I think he started this idea, but the world was not ready to pay for data services at the time. They were not ready because the technology that we have today was not there then. So it was not necessary to have so much space. But today, because of these very expensive devices, they're becoming even the less expensive. They're becoming very sophisticated. Requires an enormous amount of space for every time you take one picture. And because of that, the value has increased of having a cloud service. Now it's a necessity. Tomorrow, I truly, truly believe, and I'm not making that up. In fact, I follow a lot of gurus in our technology. It's something I'm very passionate about. And they're saying that in the future, devices like this won't carry a lot of memory. They'll be very basic, and they will be connected to our cloud, which we know now the cloud are becoming faster and faster and faster and faster. It's becoming cheaper and cheaper and cheaper to have access to these services. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you in all fairness to your question is I want to give people a context. So I'm not just saying this to sound interesting or to try to motivate you to do this. This is the facts. This is the future. And I know, Dr. Kewe, and I absolutely admire your leadership. Admire all of you here. Laura, Dr. Dorothy, I know you guys are doing so well. Enyonam, I think she might have lost connections with us. These are wonderful leaders. Incredible. And I know there's many of you here. I know Solomon's not here. At the end of the day here, folks, Dr. Kewe, Tammy and I really, really respect your leadership. And there's something you said that now I have embedded this into my every presentation that I do. And you came up with this first. Data is the new oil. Data is the new oil. We know that the number one commodity in the world today is oil. Second is coffee. I think in a very close third, very soon, data services are going to be way up there. And I knew that that was a good investment. So why do we choose GotBackUP? Is because one, it's a price point that is extremely affordable for everyone. And my team, I care a lot about my network, about my team. And make a long story short here, guys, this is something that is dear to us, is to make sure people can make money. And it has to be a price point that people can afford. This is so important. People have to afford the opportunity. But not only afford it, but it has to be useful. And also it has to have an income possibility. And I think if you've seen the compensation plan and the possibilities, it is massive. Now remember, it is a $10 price point, if I may speak in US dollars. It is a $10 price point. It's inexpensive. So that means that we need more people to get involved. But because of the nature of what we do and the nature of the way we're evolving in our world today, it's expanding exponentially. So make a long story short, and I'll pass over to my wife to add her points. And I know, Dr. Kewe, you've asked me that question. Maybe you have other questions, but I wanted people to really understand how important this decision was when Tammy and I decided to be part of this. This is our future. This is our livelihood. This is how we make our living. And our lifestyle is quite expensive. So I'm so grateful that we made a decision 18 months ago to start this. I'm so grateful, Dr. Kewe, that you chose to be part of this venture. Now there's other teams that are coming on board. The Philippines are super excited about this too. And you're going to hear about these guys. They're going to be able to compete with you. My point in saying, Dr. Kewe, is it is such an important direction, and it's a point everybody can afford. Tammy, what are your thoughts? Or you know what, Dr. Kewe, I'm going to turn this over to you in case you have other questions. Please go ahead.
Yes. So I know you guys have achieved a lot. You've achieved millions and millions of dollars in this industry. And what will you tell someone who is thinking about getting into this, but a person has doubt?
Did you want to go for this one? Because I have a great answer for it.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You know what I'm really excited about, honestly, is the value that GotBackUp gives everybody. With the 6 terabytes, that was the thing that caught me the most, was the 6 terabytes, because everybody is getting those messages. Every single person that I talk to is saying that they're getting those messages. They're tired of getting those messages. They need to delete some of their precious memories, or they have to pay more. And when we show them the value of what this brings, every single person asks me to send them a link, and they want to be part of it. So that is massive, and we're just starting. That's the best part, is we're really just starting, and it's a product that people use anyways, and nobody gives this value, so it's massive. Anybody who sees this, we're all going to run with this together.
And here's in reference to your question. See, these devices are becoming very expensive. And I know that companies are counting on the fact that people have to buy new devices because they're full. I can tell you right now that if you connect to a service like this, which is 3 times the space for the same competitive price of $10 a month, you can upload all your pictures, because really the pictures is what is the hugger. It's what takes so much space in your device. Take all your pictures and you just upload it to the cloud. And you can delete them from your phone. An old phone can behave like a new phone, because now there's lots of space again. And then when you run the app becomes a portal between you, your phone, and your data. And it's very fast. And GotBackUp is constantly updating and working. In fact, they're adding different server locations for the African markets, different parts of the world. As you keep moving forward, you're gonna see an incredible amount of speed as you keep using the service. So one is, it's going to save you an enormous amount of money, because you won't be under pressure to buy expensive devices. You can keep your device and still use it as you were using it for another 5 years. Now, I know that most people like to have all the new bells and whistles, but I'm saying that you'll be able to use your old device like your brand new device. This is one of the reasons why you would want to get part of this, using the service. Number 2 is, if you start early enough, like right now, before it becomes massively spoke about all over the world, it's like, let me give you a context. What if you bought 1 Bitcoin when it was worth $300 back in 2012? 1 Bitcoin. How much money would you have today? You'd be very wealthy.
Yeah.
It's all about timing. Some of you that are starting now, and I'm telling you, it's like a crystal ball. In 5 years from now, some of you are going to have tens of thousands, in some cases, hundreds of thousands of members underneath your position. I'm not saying everybody's going to be building. I'm not saying everybody's going to be active, but there will be an enormous amount of people. And even 10% of that is going to be an enormous amount of volume for you to create a wonderful income stream that is going to last for a lifetime. Because people are not going to part with their data, ever. So one piece of advice, and this is what I teach everybody as I mentor: the moment someone enrolls, very first thing, make sure they make use of the service. If you do that, they will remain a customer and they will use the service, which will secure the residual aspect of your business. So I know I went way beyond your question, Dr. Kowe, but I hope that was helpful.
Well, I was enjoying it, so that's why I didn't come in. Yes, I mean, that's really deep point that you've indicated there, that in the next 5 years, I think a lot of people tend to look at the benefits now, the instant gratification now. It's like somebody starting a 4-year university course, and then after the first semester, he wants a certificate immediately.
Yeah,
but it takes time to actually build it. So I really like that point that you've indicated. Now, when you look at the price point of GoBackup, some people think that their problem is the money. Like they think that starting this, which is a $99.97 every year, aside a one-time $20, that is expensive. What would you say to a person like that?
Well, what I would say is, what's more expensive, to not be able to feed your family, or to make an investment like this that could completely change your stars. Let me expand on that. Often people look at the immediate problem and they miss the big picture. Because look around. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. I bet you if you go to some fancy coffee place in Ghana, give me an example, Dr. Kiwi, because I think you're in Accra, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starbites.
Okay. So if you go to
Starbucks.
if you go to Starbucks, how much does a coffee cost you? You know, those mocha, chocolate, you know what I mean? Tell me, give me an example.
Yeah, it costs about 1/3 of GoBackup price.
Okay. 1/3. So my point I'm trying to tell you here is with this kind of investment or close to, you can completely change your financial situation. But of course, it's not just going to appear on thin air. The work is to tell people about it. And the fact here is they are trainings, they are sessions. First of all, I'm super impressed. There's 157 people in this session today listening in. Congratulations to the hosts. This is absolutely wonderful because I'm telling you that in a year or two from now, this number is probably going to be times 10. And some of you are really going to benefit from this. For example, in Ghana, we've been doing business for many, many years, dealing with the wellness industry and so forth. The average costs on a monthly basis is twice as what it costs GotBackUp for the entire year. And people have been doing this, I've been paying this for over 10 years. So my point in saying here, folks, is it is very inexpensive. Very inexpensive. I have never in my entire career, in my entire life, been involved with a venture such as this one that has the price point of around $100 a year to be able to get into an income opportunity or an income stream that could be hundreds and thousands of times that, because it is the power of leverage. Why is it that Netflix, Amazon Prime, Google, they all have these inexpensive starting points that honestly has hundreds of millions of customers? Dropbox has 800 million customers. They've been around for probably about 13, 14, 15 years now. It took them 7 years. I'm not saying it's going to take us 7 years, but it took them 7 years to get into momentum. 800 million users. GotBackUp has reached over 60,000 users. And we are right now already producing diamonds, including yourself, Dr. Kiwi. We have emeralds all over the world. So my point I'm trying to tell you is people will sometimes look at something as expensive because they don't understand the big picture behind it. Tell me a business that exists in the world, even in Ghana, even those little side businesses. You tell me, $100. If I'm sorry if I'm speaking, I don't have the Ghana cedis because I don't know if it's 10, 12, or 13 or 15. I don't know what the conversion with the Ghana cedis at the moment. But my point in saying is $100 a year. Tell me if that's even possible in Ghana. So this is what we're talking about here. And you have access to the entire world. I know that there's there's some of you that are from Ghana, some from Nigeria, some different parts of the world, and I've sponsored people in my backyard here in Canada. So you have a global reach. A global reach for such a small price point to start the business. This is why we're doing so well. And I know that people want to get paid, yesterday. And I get that. I understand that it's urgent. People need to make money now. People need to make money fast. And I understand this. But we got backup to make money fast. You need to recruit. You need to introduce this venture. You need to introduce this product to your social network, to the people around you, and think global. I'm Canadian, but I don't just do business in Canada. I do business all over the world. I have friends, very close friends all over the world, and I reach everyone, and I let them know, have you heard of a company that offers 6 terabytes for the price of 2? Would you be open to look into it? This is all I do. And then I send them the information for them to look at, which is the link that is provided that everybody here has access to. That's it.
I remember when we got started back, 28 years ago, we talked to a lot of people in our social environment, and now you got the whole world through the social media platform. So it's so much faster to build a business today than it ever was. We worked so hard back then. Now things are easier and easier and easier to earn income. And you don't see Apple, you don't see Google, you don't see any of those companies paying you to tell somebody how great their service is. Where GotBackUp, you get paid to tell people, you get paid to help people grow in the business. So I always get excited. Every time I talk about GotBackUp, I get so excited.
Yes. And so at the end of the day, guys, we can go on and on, but what you're looking at here is so important. And the ecosystem of support that you have with your team here is so valuable. I am humble and honored by you. And I really appreciate the wonderful. I'm reading the comments for some of you. Ezekiel, thank you so much for, and other I may not see. I really, really appreciate you. I really, really appreciate you. We have something good here. Nurture it. And if someone is not fully understanding what this is, and it may come across as a little bit negative, don't get offended by that. It's all about education. It's all about education. And for $10 a month, you can't go wrong. Just try it out. But the most important thing I can advise you, if you enroll someone in GotBackUp, make sure they make use of the service. Make sure they understand. Take the time to make sure that they understand how to use the service. We're not perfect. Like any services out there, there will always be little things that happens when you're dealing with international markets and data and everything else. But I can tell you that we're dealing with a founder and an owner that cares about you so much. I know, because I talk to him about almost every day. And the word about Ghana and the team, the Ghana team, and the African team. And I know Africa is a big continent with many, many countries. But the fact is, he constantly, Chris, are they happy? What can I do to make things simpler? So he really cares about you so much. And if you ask him to be part of one of your calls, he'll be delighted and honored with his wife, Eve. And also keeping in mind that Mike is also behind the scene working. And so there's a crew that really, really cares about you. They really, really do. So I hope that what we shared was a little bit enlightening and a little bit educational.
It was good, Chris. The reason why I'm quiet is I'm enjoying it. That's all. When I'm enjoying it, I keep quiet.
We need to renew our visa to go visit you. And
yes. Oh, we will celebrate. We will celebrate.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. I'll be transparent. We had to start all over, Tammy and I.
Yes.
So we put our heads down and we work and we work and we work and we educate, we train, we work, we educate, we train. You should see the things we're putting together now to create a community, to have like a bit of a Facebook-like community within the GotBackUp system. So we can have all sort of exchange, so we can communicate what's happening in the world. And it's really, really, really exciting. Technology is so beautiful if you know how to make use of it. And it's coming. So just stay tuned, folks. Stay the course. Keep moving forward. Keep sharing and encourage each other. And above all, stay positive. Stay positive. A positive mind has such a powerful impact. Negativity is enough all around. Stay positive no matter what. We got something good here. And the most important is your community. Just nurture your community, take care of your community, And if there's anything that Tammy and I can do, Dr. Kerry, you know how to ask, you know what to do. You let us know. We will do everything we can to make sure we can deliver and over deliver as much as we possibly can. But we look forward to come and visit you again. And I missed the men's Vic. I know it's I love
I know.
I love the
Now
men's.
we are adding more hotels to the men's Vic.
I know. It's, you know why? It's because we have so many friends that are actually working there, even people that live there permanently. We have very good friends, and I love the men's Vic. And what I love about it is we have the GT Bank just around it. We have the Turkish restaurant right around it.
Yeah.
And it's just a few minutes from the airport, and we just know everybody. So. And they treat us like royalty. That's why we love it there. But I know there's many different hotels and everything else. But we look forward to renew our visas to go and visit you.
For sure. Well, I want to say thank you so much indeed, Chris and Tammy, for your wonderful point. I know there's going to be more of this every Sunday, and we'll be calling on Joel for them to give us input to this. We are ready. We are poised. The thing is that with or without anyone, we are ready. Because we've seen the benefit, we have seen the past, we know where we are coming from, we know where we are, and we know where we are going, and that is why we are poised, and we are going to go all in before we go all out. So I want to say thank you so much indeed. We really appreciate. I can see smiles on the panelists' faces. Those who are typing, I can't see their face, but I can see smiles in their ways.
We really love you. We really love you, and I know we're from a distance, but Dr. Curry knows of us, and we will come and visit you. It's coming soon.
Yeah. Thank you so much indeed for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this stage, I want to say thank you all indeed for coming on board. Thank you, Laura, for always being present. Thank you, Enyonam, even though the network was misbehaving. Thank you, Dorothy, for your wonderful delivery of the service of GotBackUp. Thank you, Chris and Tammy, for being here. And most especially, all of you who have been on the call. Bibiana, all the way from Atlanta, thank you for constantly being around here. Thank you, Mudasiri. Thank you, Lady Lillian. Everyone, Pauline, every one of you who have been here. Thank you so much indeed for being on the call. We are going to meet again throughout the week. As you can see, speak to the person who has invited you. There are so many meetings throughout the week. But for this very meeting, we meet on Sundays at the same time, and we will meet again. Until then, let's go tell the world we still have a better way. Thank you all very much, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Bye.